we've got our final reveal here, which is actually going to be our next crowdfund.
Uh-oh.
It is
Source
another
Code.
DC-related crowdfund and a character,
That's a character.
that we've been really looking forward to putting out there. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at our next crowdfund, which is Harley Quinn, based on Margot Robbie from not the Suicide Squad. That was James Gunn's Suicide Squad, from Suicide Squad 2016 film, which of course had Margot Robbie's fantastic portrayal of Harley Quinn. So there's going to be 4 levels of this Drawing Board Collectors Club crowdfund. The first level, you will get the Harley Quinn action figure. And you'll see here we've pointed out some of the important details about this. Now, I will, just before we get into this is a very early paint master of these figures. These are all paint masters that we're about to show you. So these are early prototypes. So the final product will be even better.
I'm good.
But these are just very early prototypes, just so you're aware.
Plus,
as you'll see, she has fabric stockings. So they're soft goods fabric stockings.
I'm gonna say it. I honestly, and this doesn't just go for McFarlane. This goes for every company.
And then there's
if you guys are doing crowdfunds for like these companies that do action figures, and this goes for like Marvel Legends as well, and other stuff.
And then our second level, you get
I think a good rule of thumb
for Harley Quinn, and some just fantastic
is that
alternate face portraits. So these are face plates.
You should finish a crowdfund and ship it before getting into the next one.
As we get closer to
I think it's not a bad. I think it's kind of a bad look to continuously do crowdfunds and not fulfilling them yet. Take me for example. I'm looking at this and going, yeah, I pledged the Justice League Batmobile. Let me see what I get out of that first, and then I'll consider the next one. And now you're going to tell me that there's another one here while I still have a pledge out there, of which I actually have a Reddit post that I saved.
And then we have, after level 2, we got level 3.
Oh, thank God. Okay, somebody in the McFarlane chat is spamming. Thank God they got him out of there. All right, I get it. You don't like it, but get out of here.
Suicide Squad movie. So you get everything from level 1, everything from level 2, which is all
the Jared Leto Joker.
You get Jared Leto Joker 7-inch action figure. And the last level, level 4, is you get, again, everything, of course, from the first 3 levels, and then level 4, you get an alternate paint variant of
it's funny because I actually like the function. You know me, I love figures that can like transform, and you can swap pieces to then create a new figure. This is one of the reasons why I love the Wrestler Suit Spidey so much, which is why I was so brokenhearted when those rubber pieces melted away and I had to throw them away and just stick with the regular suited version of the figure. But hey, yo, what was that laugh? It's funny, Alex, that laugh came out of me at the exact same time that I saw the Jared Leto Joker, because it kind of sounded like his laugh. But what they're actually adding here in terms of the tiers fundamentally is cool. It's just for a character that I don't feel that way for. You know what I mean? If they were doing this, but for like a Batman, whether it be Panther Suit Batman or something. So, and I'm definitely going to skip some hefty chunks here, because like I said, the opener we had here with the mask, they went over the cowls. I gotta be honest, I thought that maybe somewhere here they were gonna announce new cowls, but they didn't. Some resin statues of like the 3 main female characters, which again does feel a little bit of a slap in the face for people who want a comic-based Poison Ivy figure, not a statue, an actual action figure, and yet it's still not existent. Recap of the GameStop Flashpoint Batman, that it's one of those figures that in imagery looks cool, but I know that as soon as I get it in the hand, I'm gonna be like, why did I buy this? Why did I spend $30 on inverted color swap of the original Thomas Wayne Batman? I already have the original. I have the new version with the alternate head that came in the 2-pack that recently came out. I'm good. It'll just be like a completionist thing. I did pick this up yesterday. I did put down my pre-order. We have these 2. I believe these are going to be page punchers. So we have 0 Hour Superman, and then Crisis on Infinite Earth's Joker with a felt good coat. Again, I'm not the biggest fan that the you can't take off the hat And if you can't take off the hat, it would be nice if we could have an alternate head sculpt with no hat and maybe a different expression. Maybe that'll come down later down the pipeline when they start to show actual promo shots of this Joker. Right now, though, I will admit, doesn't look too bad, and this is probably the best consolation price or consolation price. Consolation price we could probably take home after some of us got our Batman Killing Joke orders canceled when they robbed that truck. I mean, am I the only one that feels this way? That feels like this could be a nice little substitute for that Killing Joke Joker that was supposed to come out? Red Tornado, which I love the color scheme. I really do dig that. But the little disassociating factor is that I don't really know that much about the character, so
the second,
can't really comment on the character too much, or whether or not I'm gonna want to pick this guy up. Maybe seeing him in person will do something differently. I don't know if the cape is wired because they're doing something here that I'm hoping I'm wrong about, but I don't like that he's got the arms extended because the arms could be not so much the left one, but the right one might be holding up the cape. So I don't know if there's a wire in there. I don't think they mentioned it. The Blackfire actually looks kind of neat as far as paint applications. This is a figure that I think if I see it in person and it makes that strong of an impression on me, I'm like, I might want to pick this up, actually. It actually looks kind of neat. Yeah. This one, I do like the color scheme, but it's not enough to make me ignore the fact that we've gotten this back, I think now 3 times. I think it's the same one as the one that went up for pre-order this morning, like I was saying during the show. It's the same one, only this time back to the rubberized cape. And I think I have the original with a different color scheme, with the gray suit. Gray and dark blue. And then as I was mentioning during the stream, I don't know if you guys could hear me. I don't know if my voice was drowned out. This is yet another reissue 2-pack, as I like to call it, because I can definitely tell that this is the Black Adam Smasher. With different arms that are a bit more comic-based, and probably a different chest piece that is a bit more comic-based, with a little bit of overhauls. But I can kind of make out that this right here is a little bit of the Black Adam version, just repainted slightly. And then we have seen this guy as a Build-A-Figure. I do remember him, only, like I said, with some slight paint overhauls. So these 2 figures are getting similar treatments as the Killer Croc and Grim Knight 2-pack, the recent Merciless and Batman Who Laughs 2-pack, the Thomas Wayne and Flashpoint Batman and Professor Zoom figure. It's getting the same treatment. And again, I kind of made this prediction, so to speak, a few months back, that we're probably going to get many, many more, because for lack of a better term, I know that it goes a little bit deeper than this. I know I'm not a fly on the wall during the meetings, but it does evoke this language that McFarlane is looking at spare parts, spare pieces, whatever has been warming up the pegs, and thinking, what can we retool? And from a business perspective, it works. It makes sense. I totally get it. But you need to take the good with the bad. And the bad is that it's going to look, as somebody in the chat pointed out, it looks kind of ghetto. It looks, it's practically, as gross as it's going to sound, it is like taking old food and like redoing it and using it as a broth or a stew, which then cooks any potential bacteria, but then also you reuse food for like a different food at a restaurant. As soon as people find out, don't be surprised if people hear that and go, ew, I'm not going to eat there anymore. Even though on your end, you are saving money, and that is true. But then you have to make the decision. Do you want to save money, or do you want to keep the customers? You can tell that this really resonated with everybody here, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them whatsoever. Because to me, what made me smile is not just the fact that Electrified Max Shrek is coming, but to me, to be fair across the board, this is a huge W. Really respect it. The fact that it's not a separate figure. It's actually just a head sculpt included in the box. You could buy 2 if you want both displayed at the same time. I, for one, will simply just buy 1, and I'll have a reason to be playing around with it and messing with displays, and because I like I said, transformative figures. A running theme that will come back a little bit later when we get to the crowdfund project, the new crowdfund project, which will in and of itself be a form of rant. But I did appreciate that this is just going to be an included piece instead of just giving us 2 figures. Now, because he could have easily done 2 figures, Because the other thing that I was thinking of, and this could annoy completionists or purists of the way Batman Returns is and how Max Shreck goes out in that movie, because if you want to get super official, when Max Shreck gets electrified, spoilers in case you don't already know, his suit also gets kind of cooked and fried to where it gets all rubbery and burnt around the shoulders and whatnot. So it is a little bit it is going to be a little imperfect and inaccurate to have him have the burnt face sculpt, but his suit still looks completely clean. So I guess that's probably going to be a little bit of a project, an assignment for people who do custom jobs and paint work on existing figures to then buy two, and then on the second one you can paint out the suit to make it look like it's burnt and charred and all that good stuff. So yeah, this was the Batman Returns hour, but like I said, another little bit of a highlight is knowing that the Duckmobile is going to come with a brand new coat that you can put on the included pajama pants or pajama suit Danny DeVito Penguin. But my question is then, going back to the default Penguin here, that also comes with a pretty nifty looking felt goods coat. Can you swap the coats if you get both? I don't think I heard them mention anything like that in the show, and it's definitely going to be something I'm going to have to test when I do the review. And also, before I forget, the coat does not come with the Duckmobile. Did I say that? I'm sorry. No, it comes with the Penguin Commandos. It comes with the Penguin Commandos. A little iffy that that's how it's done instead of coming with the Duckmobile, but you know, that's how the game works. They want you to get all of it. Going back to what I mentioned before about being able to swap the coat out of the pajama penguin with that alternate coat and put it on the default one, because I'm a big fan of being able to transform figures, which is why I respected the inclusion of the electrified Max Shreck head sculpt inside of that figure. Which is why, for a brief moment, I was pretty taken with the fact that one of the tiers inside this new crowdfund project for the Harley Quinn Suicide Squad figure from the original 2016 Suicide Squad is getting different face sculpts, face plates with the winky face, frowny, smiley, bubblegum, but then you also get the jacket that allows you to swap out the arms. So you got some more transformative features there, along with the different hands and weapon accessories. But why? Why Harley Quinn out of the 2016? I don't know. Maybe this is fulfilling somebody's fantasy, but two things is that A, I don't have that great of an affinity with this character. I would sooner maybe do this with the, and I know it's not going to happen, but with the 2021 Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. Sorry, I just bumped the table. My apologies. The 2021 Harley Quinn 2021 Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. Now, David, they already made that. It's part of the James Gunn Suicide Squad Build-A-Figure series. No, that's not the one I'm talking about. That's the red dress Harley Quinn from the ending of the movie. I would like the red and black bomber girl, whatever you want to call it, suit from the beginning of the 2021 Suicide Squad movie. That in the form of a crowdfund with the alternate pieces and whatnot, I would have liked it. But that's just me. I can only speak for myself. What I do think is a little sketch, and I would go as bold as to say others would probably feel this way about it too, is the whole concept of crowdfund. Because I know that people, speaking about action figure companies doing crowdfund projects, whether it be Hasbro with Marvel Legends or McFarlane Toys with DC, it's almost like talking about AI tools within the content creation space, within the art space, graphic design space. It's like talking about AI, where it's very polarizing. You know, got people that make a good argument for how it can help, and then others making a just as good of an argument for how it could ruin the industry, ruin the art within the community space and whatnot. And to me, I'd say a crowdfund project on paper is not necessarily that bad of a thing, but the optics do become a little sketchy when you announce a crowdfund project before fulfilling the last one. That's what kind of made me feel, as the kids like to say these days, the ick. And that's the ick that I felt when they announced this, is the fact that I pledged for the middle tier, not the highest tier, but also not the lowest tier, the middle tier for that Justice League BVS Batmobile. And yet, not only do we have this new crowdfund project being announced for the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn that has, I believe, 3 tiers. I think that's as high as the 3 tiers go. Oh, no, 4 tiers. 4 tiers that come with not just the Harley Quinn, the transformative pieces, the accessories, the hands, the base, the trading card, the faceplates. You had got some stuff that's a little, like, kind of reminds me of that Joker set with the Murray Franklin show diorama, where I'm like, you got, which is cool for a display stand that favors the figure, but then you got bullshit that doesn't favor the figure. They're just like tchotchkes, knickknacks, and they have them included here once again in the form of temporary tattoos. They're almost like henna tattoos that you dip in the water and you put on your skin, you know, fucking crowd, you know, county fair type shit. But then you have a movie poster that is also not necessarily the strongest poster. I've seen some way better posters, not just fan-made posters, but even there's like 1 or 2 really good posters that came out of the Suicide Squad movie from WB themselves when they were marketing it for like the IMAX release or whatever, that look legitimately awesome. And they got like the most basic ass version of the poster to be included in here. But then on the highest tier, not only do you get the tuxedo version of the Jared Leto Joker, which is interesting that it comes with this one instead of like the white suit Joker or the shirtless Joker, which I guess maybe to avoid like nudity or whatever. I don't know. That's just me spitballing there. Or the one with like the plushy purple cholo, as people like to call it, the Cholo Joker look. I guess this is probably the closest one to like a comic based one. But you do get the Jared Leto Joker included in there. If that floats your boat, I don't know who it would, but it does. But you also get a classic theme Harley Quinn, which is literally just a repaint, but with the classic colors, the red and black. Guys, if you really wanted an incentive of this second Harley Quinn, you know what you should have done. Had her wear the outfit from that fantasy sequence when they're dancing, because then it can match the tuxedo Joker. It can match the tuxedo Joker from when they're dancing to replicate that Alex Ross painting when they're dancing. She's got the, you know, the things on her head like that. She's got the full Harlequin, not Harley Quinn, but Harlequin, the actual word, outfit with the split colors and, you know, the dance like that. That's what that third figure should have been. But instead, it's literally just the same one as like the main movie costume, just color swapped. Again, another missed opportunity. If you're doing a crowdfund project that's probably going to be somewhere around the $150 range for all this included, sacrifice this bullshit. Give us that. Guys, right here, cut this. Make this that classic suit that she has literally in the movie when they're dancing in that fantasy flashback sequence. I don't know if I can't remember if it was a flashback sequence or a fantasy sequence inside of Harley's head. But the image was right there, and it would have gone with this tuxedo Leto Joker figure. Am I crazy? Hold on, let me check the chat. Am I crazy for thinking that?